Well, hello. Hi peeps. It's a very cold Friday here in Fleetwood. In fact, I've not been out the door. But I know it's cold because, well, I did go out the door, but I only went to the dustbin, trash can, whatever you want to call it. It was very cold. I sent my son to the pharmacy, the chemist, whatever you want to call it, for my prescription, but the diabetes nurse hadn't put it in for me, so chemist doesn't open at the weekend, so I'm going to be late with my injection. It's not insulin though. I'll do it on Monday instead of Sunday. Still, anyway, how are you all faring with your Christmas? Knitting, crochet, whatever you're doing? I'm not doing anything. I'm just really out of sorts with anything to do with knitting or crochet. I just cannot get myself into the mood. I just can't, yeah. For those of you who know the dogs, Rosie is in deep trouble. Family went Christmas shopping and bought one of the grandchildren a lovely hat. Beautiful pom-pom on the top, paid a fortune for them. Rosie's eaten. While my daughter-in-law was making lunch, dinner, whatever you want to call it, evening meal, Rosie got the hat. And she's destroyed the pom-pom. I'm not sure if she's chewed the hat as well. I mean, I do have some fur pom-poms that maybe could salvage the situation, but I'll have to wait until I speak to my daughter-in-law to see how much damage Rosie actually did. I've got my fire lit, which the girls loved. The little one, every time I got off this chair, she jumped on it. And when I was sitting on it, she was on my knee. Rosie prefers the sofa over there. She's a sofa queen. Yeah, she prefers that. I'm at the moment watching, if you can see, a lady who absolutely fascinates me. She's called Alt Knots. A-L-T, Knots. As in K-N-O-T, Knots. She's very sort of punk, goth, whatever. She wears the deep black eye makeup and the black lipstick. But she has the most fantastic sort of crochet ideas, and she's prolific. She just goes right like the clappers. I don't think she sells anything. She must have enough spare cash to be able to afford the finest, the loveliest of yarns. I mean, I don't think you can see actually what she's wearing, but she's actually wearing like a red and black cardigan with black borders on it, that she's made in some kind of merino or something in hand-dyed, yeah. But she fascinates me. Fascinates me. Don't worry, I'm not going to be wearing the black the black lipstick anytime soon. I should really make more effort, shouldn't I? Yeah. I'm also in love with an online shop called Moonbeams and Mayhem. I'm not sponsored, don't get me wrong, they don't give me anything. I buy everything. But the other day I got these. Yes, I know, I could have knitted them, but no, I couldn't have lined them. They're lined with fleece. Yeah? The only problem is the thumb isn't, and that's where I feel the cold. But the beauty of it is, look, they've got a little pop-over bit that turns them into mittens. And when you're not using it, the little loop at the top is fastened to a button down at the bottom there. So you can wear them. Yeah, aren't they lovely? So, my hat that I wear all the time, the purple one that I wear with the ears, that's also from them as well. Because they do everything with a fleece lining. Yes, you could knit the mittens, but would they look like that? You know, for the price that they cost, would they look like that, and would they be lined? No, they wouldn't. Well, they wouldn't in my case anyway. But let's face it, by the time you've sorted out and bought your fleece and everything, you could have bought a pair. Also from Moonbeams and Mayhem. Big plug here. As I say, it's not sponsored. They don't give me anything. They don't even give me a bone, you know. A discount. I bought this. I wanted a black one, but they didn't have my size because sadly, if you're watching Moonbeams and Mayhem, we need bigger sizes. We are not all skinny. I know I've lost a lot of weight, but we're not all skinny. There There we go. As I say, I wanted it in black, but they didn't have it my size in black, so I had to have the wine coloured one. It's a beautiful, beautiful velvet skirt. You can see it, beautiful. I love this sort of thing. As you know, you can't take the hippie out of an old bird, can you, you know? I love it. It's got sequins on and it was going to be my Christmas. I didn't wear it for the Christmas meal because I didn't have anything to go with it. Look at this colour, you know. If it had been a black one, I would have been fine. But hey ho, they only had black in thin. I would spend the whole of my pension in that shop if they did bigger. But they don't. They seem to think that 16 is about as big as you go, you know. Sadly, no, there's a lot of people like me who are a bit considerably bigger than a 16. Anyway, what else did I buy? Oh, I just bought a pattern. I'm not in the mood for crochet, I don't know why, but I bought a pattern. I just spotted it and thought it was rather fun. Whether I will make it or not is another matter, but it is rather fun. It looks like a good way to use up, I think it's Aran. A good way to use up some Aran, doesn't it? Yeah. So what have I been doing? I did go out for a Christmas meal with the Larkholm Community Centre. We are part of it. I just go to the knitting group, but they do all kinds of things. They do bingo. They do coffee mornings. They do, I think they do line dancing or something like that. They do all kinds of things there. Anyway, we went to the Sheraton in Blackpool. I mean, the meal was okay. It wasn't brilliant, but it was okay. And but then they had bingo. Oh, I know a lot of you may like bingo, but I cannot abide bingo. Never have done. Never, never. So I went and sat in the lounge, but sadly I could still hear this twit of a bloke. He was a twit. He was dressed there in his sparkly waistcoat on. Do you know the kind of man who loves himself? Yeah. He loved himself to death. And then he did the singing as well afterwards, you know. Oh. He was okay as a singer, but, you know, just not my thing at all. You know, with the prancing about, giving it all this. Must have thought he was in showbiz. Instead of just whoever in the Sheraton, yeah. Yesterday, despite the cold, I did go and meet a couple of my friends. We went to the usual cafe. We were discussing like where we were going to go for like our little Christmas treat. The cafe's great, it's very nice, but the menu is a bit limited, so you get a bit fed up when you go every week, don't you, of having the same toasty sandwiches, blah blah blah. So we're going to try a different place. We're going to try and get in at, well, it's called Affinity, but a lot of people who are local knew it as Freeport. We're going to try and see if we can get something different while we're there, yeah. So, I don't know whether any of you are in the Christmas spirit. I am not. I've put my tree up. Sorry if you don't like flashy lights, but woo, there's my tree. Why does it not show? There's my tree. Flashy lights, flashy lights. I wouldn't have done that, but my daughter-in-law brought it downstairs. And, oh, stop it, PC. And it dumped the box in the middle of the lounge, so it was either dump the box somewhere else or put it up, so I decided I would put it up, yeah. I'm just not in the Christmas spirit at all, I'm just not. It's different, I think. You know, Christmas is past when we had family coming round, you know, or I was going to my family. My family are now all decanting down to London, so there's nobody for me to go to Christmas Day with anyway. And also it means that living out here where I do, it means somebody's got to come all the way out here to pick me up, take me all the way back to Manchester, and then do the next trip back again and then back again, which in this kind of weather is not fun, you know. It was different when I lived in Manchester, because I lived round the corner from my niece and she was going there anyway, so it wasn't hardship for her to pick me up and take me. But nobody's here anymore, they're all in London, so end of family Christmases. Here, I don't think any of our, my step-great-grandchildren are coming on Christmas Day at all. I think it's just the three of us. My daughter-in-law has asked me today, am I going out Christmas Eve daytime? And I said, no, I'm not, because I don't bother much. I don't bother with Christmas at all anymore. I'm not much of a drinker. You might think differently if you could see the alcohol behind me, but I do like to have alcohol in to offer people, guests when they come. Although most people don't want to drink because they're driving. But anyway, she asked me, was I going out? And I said no. And she said, would I look after the dogs because they're going to a pantomime or something with the great-grandchildren, with their grandchildren, my great-grandchildren. So, no, I'm not bothered. You know, I think it just... We were thinking about this before. Christmases in the past for me were so much different. My son shouting. Don't worry about him, he's just shouting to his wife upstairs. When my son was little and there was like an atmosphere, and when we used to go to my mum's, my mum used to make it special. She would make the Christmas Day dinner and relatives would be there, and it was a whole family traditional Christmas. But it's just all kind of evaporated for me now. It's just not there anymore at all, no. I just cannot get into the oomph of it, you know. It wasn't too bad, like I say, when I used to go to my sister-in-law's up to a couple of years ago. But when I've moved here, it's just all fizzled out and gone flat. Yeah. So I don't know what your thoughts are, what your Christmases are going to be like, whether you celebrate them, whether you don't, whether it's going to be... I mean, mine won't be lonely. I can't say it's been lonely. Although I have spent a number of Christmases on my own. But the trick of it is, if you are on your own, is don't think of it that way. Just make plans for yourself that you're going to watch something good on the telly, you're going to do whatever. You've got yourself something nice to eat. I don't mean a Christmas dinner. I didn't make myself a Christmas dinner when I lived on my own. But I would treat myself to, well, when I had the teeth to eat with. Little teeth now don't eat. I used to treat myself to a lovely piece of expensive steak, for example. Or, you know, I would buy a leg of lamb, which you can't afford these days, but a leg of lamb I would buy. Only a small one. Of course, that would last me Christmas Day, Boxing Day, whatever, and, you know, sandwiches for the rest of the week, near enough. And I don't drink much, but I would have a Bucks Fizz or something, you know, a bit of wine with orange juice. And I would just wear something pretty, you know, dress myself up, make myself look, you know, whatever. And I enjoyed it, you know. So if you are on your own, please don't feel miserable. Please don't sit there going, oh, woe is me. Oh, woe is me, nobody loves me. I'm sitting here on my own, blah, blah, blah. Make the most of it. If you are on your own, accept the fact you're on your own. But don't be miserable. Plan a treat for yourself. Buy yourself a nice new book if you read. Find something good, a nice film or something on the TV that you want to watch. Or buy a, whatever it is, a CD, DVD. Just do something special, you know, for yourself. Even if it means sitting in the bath with the bubbles or something while you read your new book. Light a candle. You know, something scented, yeah. That's what I used to do. I was never kind of miserable because I was on my own, yeah. And I mean, I won't be on my own this Christmas. I will have the family, my son and my daughter-in-law will be here. We won't have a big family do. I think maybe somebody's coming on Boxing Day, but I'm not too sure about that. But either way. But one of my pet peeves today, which is, you know, the adverts that come on and come on and come on and they drive you mad because it's the same one and it irritates the heck out of you. Mine at the moment is the one for Celebrations chocolate. There's two stupid men acting like they're two, going whoop, 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 whoop. That is the most stupid advert in the world. Whoever thought of that? The ad people. They're demeaning our intelligence that we want to look at two men going whoop, 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 whoop. You know. And then the other one that annoys me is the Thornton's chocolate one. Don't get me wrong, I love Thornton's chocolate, I absolutely adore it. But this woman comes in and she's got this box of chocolates and goes, "Hi!" And then this woman says, "Oh, you know, come in a night, would you like to see the house?" And she goes, "Wouldn't we like to open these chocolates first?" And I'm thinking, "Eh? You've brought them a box of chocolates, it's the gift. You don't say, aren't we going to open them first?" And then, of course, this twit of a husband picks the one that they both want, and she goes, "Oh, Nigel," or whatever he's called. And I'm thinking, eh? And you know it's on every 5 minutes. Is there any advert on the TV that drives you bonkers? I've got my remote and I'm muting the sound as much as I can. Thinking, oh, go away, go away, go away. Do these ad people not think how irritating that is? You don't give a box of chocolates to someone as a gift and then ask them to open them. Are you not going to open them first? I'd be like, no, you've given them to me for Christmas. I'm opening them when I want. And you're not having any. If you don't wanted some, buy yourself a box. Yeah? Does that sound selfish? I'm sorry. I want to be the one that says, would you like a chocolate? Yeah. Not the person who's given them me saying, aren't you going to open them first? Bad manners. Bad manners. Anyway, I'm trying to drum up some enthusiasm. I've got a cardigan sort of half finished, but I don't need another cardigan. I was sorting out my woolies the other day and I'm trying to get them. My wardrobes are impossibly high at the top. Got a cupboard at the top. Can't. I've got a set of ladders, this is how bad it is. And because I'm wobbly, I get on one step of the ladder and I'm like, oh, so I can't actually reach my cardigans unless I go, I'll get me grabber thing, you know, to pull them off, and then a big avalanche comes and all the sweaters in the world come down. I kind of didn't think about that when I had the wardrobe. I had the wardrobes designed to fit. Yeah. Kind of didn't think about wobbly legs that can't stand on ladders. I get on one rung and my knees go, ooh, and I'm like, nothing to hang on to. I don't want to hang on to the wardrobe in case, you know what these modern built things are like. It's not quite IKEA, but you know, where you're just frightened of holding on to it in case the shelf comes away in your hand, you know. You can't beat the good old-fashioned wooden, well-made structures that you could actually hang on to. Anyway, as I said, I even bought a pair of ladders with a hoop thing on the top, but I still can't. I'm still not high enough. These things are sent to try me, aren't they? Top and bottom of it is, I've got too many sweaters, and I've got too many cardigans. So why on earth am I crocheting myself another one? Who knows? Because there's no point crocheting anything to sell, because, as you know, things are not selling. I'm going to work on that in the new year. I'm definitely going to make an oomph. But at the moment, the post is on strike, and I've just got a parcel today that's got somebody's Christmas present in that I've been waiting for 3 weeks. It's just arrived today. I was getting a bit worried, thinking, oh my God, I'm going to have to buy something else because it hasn't arrived. So there's no point, really, me putting anything on our webpage, on our Wattpage, but the post's on strike. You know, there's pictures on the TV of all these parcels piled up outside of all these, you know, post depots. I mean, I don't know what postmen earn, so I don't enter into the argument of whether they deserve a pay rise or not. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know whether they're on a pittance or they're on a, you know, plenty. I don't know. So I'm not entering into that argument. I'm kind of behind the nurses though, but I don't. I'm not in favour of them going on strike because that could really be harmful, couldn't it? But I am in favour of the nurses getting a pay rise. You know, if politicians can pat themselves on the back and give themselves wonderful pay rises, why not the nurses? We would grind to a halt without nurses. Yeah. The NHS is under so much stress at the moment. There is no money. No money for doctors, nurses, there's no money for anything. if I was, touching wood, if I was to need accidental emergency, I would be sitting on a trolley for hours waiting to be seen, because there isn't enough staff, there isn't enough facilities for it all to work out, you know. And I'm just looking where I put my little zapper. I've forgotten already. Look, you know, the brain is gone dead. I've no idea where I put my little zapper. So when I want to shut down again, I won't know where it is, will I? Oh, there it is. I don't need to shut down right now. Oh, hello. Rosie has come. Thank you, Rosie, for coming in and opening the door. And you're now going to nudge the tripod, aren't you? Yeah. She's in bother anyway, I tell you, for eating the pom-pom off her hat. She's wandered off again and left the door wide open, so I guess that's my clue to say goodbye to you all. I would hope to have something to show you in my next video, but unless I have a flash of inspiration and I pick up my crochet again, you know, and I'm mad fit to crow Joe, you know. I think the thing is, you see, I'm not making Christmas presents this year. I'm not doing any orders this year. The craft fair, the last one, was a dismal, whatever. And the one my friend did after that was even worse than the one that we've done. So it doesn't give you much hope, does it, to think about making things, you know, especially things to sell, you know. There's just no point to the whole thing. Anyway, on that dismal note, I'm going to go because I can smell dinner and it smells very nice. Don't know what we're having, it's always a surprise. So give me your thoughts about your Christmases in the past. I used to, as a child, I mean, we had no money. Christmas was never a big event with big toys or anything like that. But it was always kind of special, wasn't it? Your parents made it special. We didn't have socks and stockings. We had a little pillowcase. And you always had the satsuma or the tangerine. You had a few nuts. And you'd have a shiny, maybe a shilling, a sixpence, whatever in the bottom. You'd have that. And you'd have little bits and pieces. You always had an annual of some description, you know, like the Beano, the Dandy, whatever. And what else did I always have? Oh, a little game. You know, it could be snakes and ladders or something. And then I would have the one big present, you know, one that would be a doll or something like that. One. Not shed loads. I mean, I saw on the TV the other day where this woman, she'd got a mountain of toys. A mountain of toys all wrapped up. How old was her child? 4 months old. My son's first Christmas, he was 11 months. We finished up putting his toys away because he got upset because it was too much. Anyway, my dinner has just arrived, courtesy of my son, so I will say goodbye to you all and I will see you all very soon. Bye now.